All right, we are on to the actor-observer bias. I'm just going to read the definition of that one. Is a term in social psychology that refers to a tendency to attribute one's own actions to external causes while attributing other people's behavior to internal causes. So, like the fundamental attribution error, we take aspects of someone, we take what somebody does and place it onto them. So let's say somebody cuts you off in traffic. Well, this person is just, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, whatever. Somebody's at a job and they mess something up. It's part of their character. They don't pay attention. They're lazy or whatever. We put aspects onto them. So the actor-observer bias is basically where we kind of have both perspectives. So like, let's say I mess something up. Well, it wasn't due to me, let's say I drop a glass. It wasn't due to me being clumsy. Well, the glass was a bit wet. It was slippery. Somebody before me didn't dry it off. Where you see somebody else who drops a glass, it's like, oh, that person, they're just a mess up. They dropped a glass. How it's simple to hold the glass. And we do this all the time. So let's just say you're going to go get food. You're in the supermarket and you're just getting stuff. And you're walking down an aisle and you see somebody talking to their kid, yelling, and you're like, ooh, that's a very mean person. They're a very rude person. But, there's times where you were out in public and you were yelling at your kid, but you should, you're trying to go through your life. You had a busy day, your significant other didn't actually pick up the food when they said they would, but now you're at the supermarket, you're not happy, you're tired, and your kid's making a lot of noise. You're just trying to relax and think, so you yell at the kid. But hey, anyone would do that. That's a very, that's a tough position to be in. It wasn't due to me being an angry person. I just wanted some quiet. So we do this all the time. I know it was David Foster Wallace was giving a speech and he was talking about like, hey, if you go out in public and you see somebody working at a cashier job and they're very dead-eyed and no motivation, you're like, oh, this person really deserves working this job. There's no motivation coming from this person. They're not very energetic. They're not very happy. They're a very meh person. I understand why they have this job. But let's say you were working that job just to get extra money or something like that, but it is a very boring job. So I think that's a very important one to have, is to look at yourself from someone else's perspective, and how you look at somebody is how they look at you, and how you look at yourself is how other people look at themselves. And getting a good notion of how sort of to change perspectives is a very healthy thing. Read it over again. So the actor-observer bias is a tendency in social psychology that refers to a tendency to attribute one's own actions to external causes while attributing other people's behavior to internal causes. I think that's a very interesting thing. You should definitely keep that in the foreground in your mind whenever you're looking at situations. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. No, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.